for joining Power to the Flower. I'm Cara, and today we're here to talk about my Friday favorite for successful container gardening. And yes, my children will be joining this video because it's recess on Zoom school. Today we'll be talking about pot size, and I have two goals for this video. One is to walk you around this deck area and show you some of my favorite pots and also some of my most challenging pots, and then talk about why. The second thing I'd like to do is pot up 3 new autumn containers for you and just share some more ideas and inspiration about container design, as well as plants that do really well in containers during our autumn season here in Walnut Creek, California. I garden in a USDA zone 9, which means we get down to about 30 degrees on average in the winter, so not that cold. We barely ever actually frost, and we get up to, I think the average temperature for August is 90 degrees. We're now in September, so it should be cooling off, although this year everything seems a little bit different, so we'll have to see. But anyways, we do get quite hot here, some 100-degree days, so these plants need to hold up to the random heat spells that we can get, but also they can do really great because they can last a really long time since we don't actually frost. Anyways, let's get started. Here we have a wide variety of container sizes. The first one I'd like to point out is this one over here. It is about 13 inches high and about 12 inches across. This would be my minimum size that I'd like to use for a combination planter. So pot size, what's the deal with pot size? The larger the pot size, the more soil there is in the pot, the larger the soil reservoir, and therefore the more nutrients and water the pot can hold on to and offer up to the plant. This makes life happier for the plant and easier for you. I have 4 plants in this pot. This is tall zinnia, I have this dark blue verbena, I have a euphorbia diamond mountain, and I have a Cara, I think it's called the Bride. So all of these plants are happy in here, and they are getting watered every day, and they are getting fertilized once a week, and they're doing really great. You can see everything's growing, it's blooming, it's looking wonderful. That is easy for me. Let's take this next pot. 8 inches by 8 inches. 8 inches high by 8 inches wide. And the problem with this pot is that it doesn't get watered quite enough for the plant's liking. So I've added this little tray underneath to catch water for the plant, and it can soak up water all day long, and it does. And so that keeps this plant pretty happy. Right next to it, you see I have another one right here. I can't put a little plate under this one because of this bike statue, and therefore this plant is a lot smaller, and it wilts almost every single day, even though it has the same drip on it as this one right here, but it just doesn't have that reservoir underneath to catch the water. So this would be one of the challenges of a smaller pot. All right, now let's take this pot in the back. It's 17 inches tall and 17 inches wide, and it has 2 coleus, 1 large dahlia, about 6 purple vinca, the little teeny flowers that you get in a 6-pack at Home Depot, and 1 gallon spilling vinca bowls minor. So that is what? So it has about 5 plants in it, and it is very happy. There's plenty of room for all of those plants to grow and become their very happy and mature selves. This is the ideal pot for me when it comes to combination planting, because all of the plants in there have plenty of room, and the soil reservoir is large enough that it can offer nutrients and water to these plants all day. So that is the reason why I love large pots. Let's look at these ones over here. This is a really nice pot that my son made for me. It's 17 inches tall and 12 inches wide. It has a great soil reservoir for this alyssum and this Rudbeckia hirta Sahara. A beautiful, beautiful plant that I think has a great color. It's coming into its own here in the fall, and it goes really nice with this peachy keen verbena from Proven Winners. Okay, this pot over here is much shorter, as you can see, and I also have it in a reservoir. This pot is about 8 inches tall but wider. It's 10 inches wide, and inside of it I have 3 plants. I have this Benary's giant lime zinnia, I have a peachy keen verbena, and I also have some coleus in the back, the same as that coleus on the other side of the patio. This pot is very happy, but also because of the soil reservoir being smaller, because of the height difference, it needs more water, and I do have it sitting inside of a little plate, which helps all of these plants stay watered all day. Whereas you can see this one is raised. Now, why is that not fine? Everyone should just put a little plate under their pot and it will be fine. That is definitely something you can do, but you need to be careful, because if the pot is sitting inside of the plate and the water isn't evaporating or being used up by the soil every single day, there is a chance that the roots of the plants inside of the pot can rot because they're just sitting in water all of the time. So you kind of, it's just like a little bit more tricky. You just need to keep your eye on that sort of thing. So the takeaway from this video is that a bigger soil reservoir is going to make life easier for you and life happier for your plant. Okay, so before we go pot up those fall containers, let's go have a check on my kids and make sure that they're all zooming away for school. Oh, there's one. But that's not actually it. So, okay, everyone looks good, sorted, happy, working away. So that means we get to go outside and plant up some fall containers. So here we are in the other side of the deck, and as you can see, this whole area is totally exposed and open under the deck, which isn't the final solution, but it is the way that it was when we bought the house, and we're still working towards completing some of the goals in the yard, basically all of the goals in the yard. So in the meantime, what I want to do is make this space still a space that I want to be, and we have a table over there so we can see under here, and I just thought it would be really pretty to have a bunch of beautiful things on this side. So let's measure the pots. This one is 17 inches tall, and the exterior width is 22 inches. The interior width is 19. So it's about 17 inches tall and 19 inches wide at the top in terms of the soil reservoir, which is going to be great for these plants. So I can put a lot of plants in there, and they're going to be really happy. So this one is about 13 inches wide. You can see it bulbs out, but it goes back in. So we'll just say it's about 13 inches and about 14 inches tall. So this, like I said, is about the minimum that I would want to work with, 12 by 12. So this is going to be great as well. And then we have the same matching one over there. So what I'm going to do is just plant these up, and then I'll talk about them at the end. This is future Cara doing a voiceover, and I'm sorry about all of the color changes in the video. As you probably know, California, specifically the Bay Area, has been very affected by the smoke and fires on the West Coast, and I think that has something to do with why the camera keeps changing the color of the different video snips. It's just having a hard time adjusting with the various smoke and stuff that's coming across the screen. So anyways, thanks for watching. We just finished this up, and I'll just start with the Penstemon firework. It is gorgeous, it is red, it is beautiful. It's a perennial in zone 7 through 11. We have 2 echinacea down here, 1, 2. That's called orange skipper butterfly or butterfly orange skipper. It will fill the entire sides and get to about 18 inches tall. We have Ursula orange mum, which grows also to about a foot tall, and we have a dichondra silver falls with spills over the edge and will cover the entire interior of the pot as a ground cover. The last thing I have is purple heart, which are these spiller plant. These are amazing. They propagate easily by cutting the stem right above a leaf and putting them into the soil. That's what I've done here. And this will grow into a new plant, as will that, as will each of those. So that's going to be awesome. These plants are perennial in zone 7 through 11, and they love sun, but they do fine in part shade as well. Over here, I have a red leaf hibiscus, which will grow, I think it's 4 feet. How tall is it? It's 4 feet tall and about 30 inches wide. It has beautiful dark color foliage, which goes so nicely with this wandering Jew, same family, but this one is called Zebrina. And the dark foliage matched very nicely with that red leaf hibiscus. This little guy down here is called short and sassy Helenium. I'm not familiar with him, but he grows 12 to 18 inches high and 24 inches wide. He's a perennial in zones 4 through 9, and he's also a late summer to late fall bloomer. We have a repeat over here. And then also down here, my son really wanted to put these two pots together with the Toto Mix Gloriosa Daisy. And this is a little, I think that's an oregano relative. It's called Dittany Crete Dittany. And it's great for rock gardens, and it will grow up to 2 feet wide. So it will also be able to spill over as well as fill up the entire rest of that soil exposure. All right, so here we have our final planting. I hope that was helpful for you. It was definitely fun for me, and I'm excited to have this whole little area looking cute with plants rather than exposed underbrush underneath the deck. So this brings us to the end of this Friday favorite for successful container gardening, all about pot sizes and the pros and cons of large and small pots. I hope this was helpful for you, and if you're watching this on Instagram or Facebook, you can consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. You can find me if you Google search Power to the Flower YouTube channel, and you'll find all of my posted videos up there, categorized and easy to follow. I'm always doing projects in my own yard. Soon we'll be actually remodeling this whole thing over this next year, and I'm excited to take you guys on this adventure with me. I also started this business, Power to the Flower, in which I consult and do containers for other people, and I'm often bringing those projects onto my channel as well. So if you live in a hot climate like we do in Walnut Creek, California, you love to garden, or specifically are interested in container gardening, check out Power to the Flower on Instagram, Facebook, or my YouTube channel. Thanks again, and see you in the next one. Bye.